Well, good afternoon. It is about 1:40 p.m. and I'm currently on the Crawford Path connector to get to Crawford Path to peek back Mount Pierce. Now, I have no idea about the details because I have no cell service and I did my entire routing wrong and I realized it as I got to the trailhead. So, I'm already out of breath. So Mount Pierce is supposed to be one of the easier ascents. A lot of people recommend doing this one as their first 4,000 footer. So I look forward to that. I do think it's still like 2,300 feet of elevation gain. But I will give the details a little bit more by the end of this just because I did my entire routing wrong. But, you know, one of the things that I had thought about is maybe doing Mount Eisenhower as well. The problem is it is close to 2 p.m. and I didn't bring a headlamp for the night. All things that you shouldn't do when going into the whites, but it is something that I did and forget. But I know my capabilities and I know that if I feel like I can do it, I will. And if not, I will just do Mount Pierce today. Anyway, let's make this happen. Okay, dokie. There you go. And then 2.7 miles to the AMC hut. And then a little bit more to get to Mount Pierce. So just moved past the Mizpah cut off, so that would be taking me by the Mizpah hut, but instead I am going straight to Mount Pierce. I'm glad because that section from the hut up Mount Pierce on the AT is something. So, you know, some old, what are they called? Wood pieces, and I didn't feel it was the safest. So, not saying that this is going to be any better, but I'm kind of glad I am getting to avoid that little tiny section. Looks like we have about 650 feet of elevation gain over the next mile. Sounds not too bad. I think it'll come down to like probably a small section because right now it's particularly flat. I'm sorry, but excuse me? Wow. Okay, we have to turn to the right to get to Mount Pierce. So according to Gaia, I believe this is the tippy top. Alrighty then. Peak number 31 is in the bag. Ta-da! Okay, well now I'm sitting here, it's 3 o'clock. I started at around 1:20. I know I said like 1:40 in my beginning video, but it was around 1:20, I double checked. So it took me an hour and about 38 minutes to hike 3 miles. Hashtag the whites. It takes me so long to get anywhere, and I felt like I was full force. I do have Eisenhower literally eyeballing me right now. It's like 1.5. It's like 1.3, 1.5. I'm gonna go with 1.5, so 1.5 miles to Eisenhower and then back. So that's adding 3 miles to, so I'm adding essentially another hour and a half to my day. So it's 3 o'clock now, so I'd be done around 4:30 if I were to just go, well, probably less because I'm going downhill. And then if I were to add Mount Eisenhower, I'd probably be done around 6. So I'm gonna take a moment to think about it. And I'm gonna look at how long like the actual trail is for just Mount Eisenhower, like if I were to go down today and then just do Eisenhower some other time. But it's kind of annoying because, you know, like it's so close and I should just do it, but I don't know, something inside feels weird, like I might not need to do it, or I might not should do it, or I shouldn't do it. English. Anyway, look at this right here, just sticking out. I'm gonna do some thinking as I'm walking back to that intersection. As you can see, I believe that's Mount Eisenhower staring at me, and then right behind it is Mount Washington. I did that just a few days ago with Mount Monroe, so that's all been finished. But now Mount Eisenhower just looking at me. To do or not to do that. Alright, I am at the intersection and I decided to do Mount Eisenhower. Now, I did a few things before making that decision. I allocated 2 hours minimum to get there and back. So it is like 3:15 now, so that'll be 5:15. And then another 3 miles down. So I'll be done around 6:30-ish. So I had Mountain Goat look at the weather, and she said it's sunny. 60 up here, 70 down there. Right now the temperature is 68 according to my thermostat or thermometer, whatever. And also I had her look at the sunset time, and it was well beyond or well past of when I would or should be done. So according to Far Out, it's about 1.6 miles to Mount Eisenhower. So I trust Far Out a little bit more than Gaia. So we're gonna make it happen. Get that one in. this is where the AT goes. And I bet in 22 I was thinking to myself, hell no, I'm not taking Eisenhower. But today, it must happen. Has been finished. Back on the AT for just a little bit. Mount Pierce right in front of us. All right, made it back to the spot of decision. And as a little, I don't know, statistical fact, it took me an hour and 25 minutes to do the 3.2 miles from that spot to Eisenhower and back. And now I have 2.9 miles left. Okay, we're back at the spot where you could go to Mizpah Hut. And this is the way down to, I believe it's called Crawford Notch. All right, well, I'm gonna try to talk to you guys about what I learned today, while at the same time not break my neck. How many necks do I have? I don't know. Anyway, so I typically talk about what I learned on my little 48 4,000 footers series, and I guess what I learned is there was a few things that I did today a little bit differently, and so I can give you some feedback on that. So the first thing I did is I put Gatorade in my water bladder. So I did like a liter water and then about 600 milliliters of Gatorade. So it's a really great mixture. It adds some good flavor, and I like the idea that I can have my electrolytes right in my water bladder. And that was an idea that Mark Trail had given me, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think I'm gonna do that again. If I have some extra Gatorade, I'll probably do that again. The other thing that I did differently today is I normally wear 2 pairs of socks. So I wear an Injinji toe sock, and then I wear the Darn Tough like regular socks on top of that. So I have been doing 2 layers my entire hiking career. And so I wanted to try to see how it is hiking just with the Darn Toughs. And I can say it's all right, you know. I have noticed, this is my second time doing something like that. I wanted to confirm today, but my feet sweat a lot more with just 1 pair than with the other. And maybe it's because the Injinji material is not the same as the Darn Tough socks. Like maybe my feet really like get super hot with the Darn Tough straight on the skin. But the Injinji socks, I don't do the liners, but the toe socks really keep my feet from blistering, as well as I never felt like my feet were sweating. And today, yeah, I can feel they're getting sweaty, and so I can understand how that can cause blistering for sure. Now, the last thing I want to add is kind of what I said at the beginning of this video, is that people say that this trail is supposed to be like the easiest one of the 48 4,000 footers. And I'm just going to have to respectfully disagree. This is definitely not the easiest trail. Now, granted, I still have 16 more peaks left. But I do have to say I have done the other ones. I have done the Wildcats, I've done the Carters, I've done Jackson, you know, on my AT hike, even though I still need to do those for my series. The only ones I haven't done are Owl's Head, Kerrigan, and Isolation, I believe. So those are brand new to me. I think maybe there's a few more. But I cannot say that this is the easiest trail. I would definitely have to say that either Wombeck or Hale are easier. And mainly, I think the elevation gain is pretty strong, but most of all, we're really dealing with consistent rocks. I mean, so many rocks. They are true ankle breakers. And so definitely do not think that Pierce up this particular, it's Crawford path, I believe, is not the easiest. Now, if there's another way to get up to Pierce that's besides this one, and maybe it's the actual trail that I took that's not the easiest, let me know in the comments. But I do not think that Pierce is the easiest one of the 48. So that's what I have to say today. Obviously, as you know, this is 48 and a treat. So I am going to get me a burger at the end of this. Mountain Goat is working today, so she will call in an order to one of our places. I've already featured that place like twice. It's called Reckless. It's so tasty. And so I'm gonna get a burger and whatever she orders, and then I'll meet her at work. But I'll show you the burger. This part of the series, right? But now my goal is to get down to my car. Okay, we're going to the Crawford Connector. River Crossin! Woo! So this is my food, and these are the amount of fries they gave me. I swear I haven't eaten any. And then these are Mountain Goat's fries, much better. Look at that. They could have given me 2 more fries.